So my speaker's on. Good morning, everybody. Top of the morning. Aha, it feels like the new year has finally begun. The week has and get into our daily message. And then we're going to get into some next topics of most merciful. Nice. This is Surah 7, line 57. Alright. 7, line 57, and it reads, "It is he who sendeth the winds like heralds of glad tidings, going before his mercy. When they have carried the heavy laden clouds, we drive them to a land that is dead, make rain to descend thereon, and produce every kind of harvest therewith. Thus shall we raise up the dead, perchance ye may remember." Awesome. Awesome. We've read this one before, I do remember. Take a second to write this out. Sendeth winds like heralds of glad tidings, going for his mercy. And they have carried the heavy laden clouds. We drive them to a land that is dead. Make rain to thereon. Uh-oh. Perchance you may remember. Alright, so a few things to break down in this one. So first thing, weather, right? I've been saying we've been experiencing some rain here, and today very breezy, windy if you will. And something about the wind, especially if it's not whipping and cold and icy and really strong, if it's just kind of like a breeze, you know, flowing through the trees and cooling off your face, and it's nice. Like, the wind is actually very pleasant and nice. I used to never be a fan of the wind. Haha, no pun intended. I used to never be a fan of the wind when it was like really nipping, right? And it just would be annoying because my hair would fly all over the place. But what is the purpose of the wind, right? It's to move the clouds, the even heavy laden clouds, the ones that are due to have some rain, right? And it says here, we drive them to a land that is dead, to make rain descend thereon. So we've been having some weather, I've noticed, all across the country, even on the west coast, kind of moving into the Midwest. The East Coast has been having some storms, some snowstorms, some icy snowstorms, and then down here we've had several bouts of rain as well. But what is it to do? To produce every kind of harvest. The rain is a blessing because it grants fertility, if you will, of the land. And it brings, washes, it cleanses. As we know, water cleanses. And something interesting here at the end, thus shall we raise up the dead, perchance ye may remember. So I mentioned this when we were talking about numbers, how there's a lot of people dying, especially within the Israelite community. That's really what we were discussing. Within the Israelite community, we had a lot of deaths per the disobedience that was going on, and we still have more to cover today. And we will actually take a look at the new census that Numbers will be producing. They took another census after all the plagues and what have you. Maybe there's a dog out there. You gotta be patient. He went out twice or maybe 3 times. Sometimes I'll just leave the door open. He went out so much. He's very independent right now. A little freshy. Alrighty. So, anyways, we were talking about the death that has been going on. But here it says, thus shall we raise up the dead. Perchance you may remember. So, raising the dead. That's not really something we hear about only with the resurrection of Jesus, but we do know that it is possible, perhaps through rebirth and reincarnation, in, you know, awakening the resting souls, right? We have souls that are a part of the earth. We may or may have the souls that are part of the kingdom come down to revisit. That's always a possibility. We don't really know for sure. That's something that God keeps in his heart, right? But we do have souls resting within the earth that have been, you know, awakened, and they're also coming to live here on the earth. So that's what it means here when it says, thus shall we raise up the dead. Yes, some, you know, souls are not, you know, like we talked about, banned to hell or, you know, gone forever and never to be seen again. A lot of times souls will take another spin around the earth, if not many, many times. So that's something to keep in mind. And it's very open in both the books, in the Quran and the Bible. So, common theme, yes. All right, let me go ahead and get into numbers. Just give me a second to reset, and I'll catch you guys in just a minute.